running fast as well.
Is it?
We're just going to wait now.
Well, as I said, I've had a bit of a disaster with my Hangkai engine. So it started blowing out white smoke everywhere. I came home in a huff as you do, started tearing it apart, checking things. I've changed the fuel filter, looked at the car to see if there was anything obvious I could see, looked at the fuel lines, and then I've got to the part where I thought I'll change the impeller. Sorry, put my hand in front of the camera. I'll change the impeller. I've taken the impeller out. It's a Hangkai 6 horsepower 2-stroke engine, and it's got a funny little thing when you put your it's got a gear selector rod that sticks out. I'll show you in a minute. It sticks at the foot of the the middle of the shaft. That has to be relocated, and I spent all evening last night huffing and puffing about how I was going to get this back in. So now I'm just going to go ahead and show you. I've had a night's sleep, calmed down a bit, and I think I've thought up a plan. So I'm going to video it and see if it works to get this shaft back in, this foot back on. Okay, cheers. So this is what we're looking at. This is where the gear linkage couples together from the top to the bottom. And if you look up here, the gear linkage, the bar from it, or the foot from the foot, has to go through that little hole. Up through there. So this is the gear linkage I'm talking about, which has to go through the hole on the top of the shaft. And my plan is to get a straw and make sure it fits over the top. It fits over the top. Then take the straw and feed it into the hole, down into the shaft. And then maybe I'll need to go in here and fiddle a wee bit. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to mess about a wee bit. When I put the foot on, when I'm splining it, I can feed that gear linkage into the straw and that'll guide it to the hole. So I have a straw in a hole. I've attached it above the gear coupling. It's actually doing two jobs. I can push the gear coupling back down with it as well. So that's good. Et voila. With the help of my trusty clamp, which just holding it there for now, and my straw, the gear linkage went straight through the hole and it's inside the straw. Now I just have to button it up and remove the straw. Start with this bolt here. As you can see, one of my propeller blades is broke. We're going to change that in a minute. I've done it slamming it in the van door. Now, I just spent time looking for my 10mm socket. It's actually attached to the extension bar. It's silly of me. Is that on that up nice and tight? Now I'm going to get a wee test, put it in some water, let you have a look at what's going on. You just got to button up this gear linkage. It was in reverse when I put it together, so it should be in the right place. So tie that up. Then just to remove the straw. Could be the hardest bit. This is what the straw helped guide through. So it's part of the gear linkage, and it locks and unlocks your motor as the gears are changed. So when you're in forward, it's this stops your motor from being locked up. Pushes it up. When you're in reverse, it doesn't hit that, so your motor's locked in place. So now I'm going to try and get it started and show you what's wrong, what I'm talking about. Maybe you can help me in the comments by telling me how to fix it or what you think is wrong. Well, so far, I've changed the fuel filter, checked the hoses, checked the impeller. As you can see then, it was pumping water. Had a look at the carb. Now I'm going to look at the carb again, take it out and get a little clean. Maybe put some carb cleaner for it and see if that helps. Other than that, I can't think what's wrong with it. I'm going to have to get deeper into the engine to find out why it's doing this. I did undo the fuel canister yesterday. It isn't always like this. I just left it that way because I knew I'd be working on it today. Do the fuel first. Then the choke. Then the accelerator cable, for want of a better word, throttle cable. That's the one I'm looking for. Putting all my parts in a lovely pink wine box even, to keep them organised. Unlike my tools. When you take the carb out of this engine, you have to go for this bolt here first. The next one's a bit awkward. As you can see, the bolt goes all the way through the carb. So it's quite long. It doesn't take long, it's not threaded nicely. Once you get that bolt undone, you get a good shot here. You can push this plastic piece over like that. Unless you get to that other bolt with an old-minded spanner, just kind of get ratchet in there. Once you get so far, you can pull this little grommet, plug or whatever you want to call it.
find it. See the bolt. And after you get out so far, you can get a socket in there, to be honest. Or if you've got a longer socket, maybe you can do that for the beginning. One carb extraction complete. First I'm going to undo the bowl. See what's going on in there with the float and stuff. Well, it is a new carb, so as expected, everything kind of looks tickety-boo in there. What seems to be working properly. Never really inspected it thoroughly, if I'm honest. I've probably done a bit better. It seems to be working fine. Okay, so now I'm going to hit it with some carb cleaner in every orifice I can find, to be honest. That's the main injector. No, I'm no expert. I've looked at a few carbs, but I'm pretty much just looking for all the injectors anywhere where fuel might go in and out, and spraying it, and some in the middle, and some of the surfaces are a bit grotty, to be honest. As if by magic, that's a bowl back on. Just clean up some of these other surfaces. Some sort of fuel pump. See how that matches up. See what I mean? Just spray this stuff in everywhere. Can't do any harm, can it? Okay, as if by magic, it's back together again. So, I removed this plate for the top of my carb. Two little seals underneath it, whatever you want to call them. Underneath them, there's got more jets. I sprayed carb cleaner in here, and that little trough or bowl or whatever above those jets filled up. So I can only assume that they were blocked, because as I keep putting carb cleaner in, some crud come out and I can't fill up the bowl with carb cleaner anymore. So I'm going to assume they're clean and that the carb cleaner was draining away to where it was supposed to be. So hopefully that's done something good. I'm thinking they designed this way because these jets get clogged off and they're easy to get to without taking the carb off. You just remove the plate and spray carb cleaner in. So now that I've sprayed carb cleaner in every orifice I can find in this carburetor, and it looks as though it's working fine and everything's not clogged, I'm going to put it back on. So putting it back, when you put any bolts in, feed this throttle cable through. Makes life a hell of a lot easier than trying to do it after you bolted it in place. You can do everything in reverse. Just start back at this bolt, going through the hole. And back to the open-ended, screw the driver down the gap to get the first bolt done up. So after you've snugged that one up nice and tight, you can flip this plastic bit over and line it up to do your next one. So, and then the next bolt goes through there. Then make sure your throttle's turned back idle and do up your throttle screw. Then reattach the lever for your choke. Then last but not least, attach your fuel pipe. This one here. We're going to get a clip for that. Then with that all done up, you're ready to see if it made a blind bit of difference all your work. So this is a photo of Yopner Castle. So that means sadly all my efforts were at a complete loss. Nothing I'd done made any difference to how my engine was running. So now I'm guessing the next thing I want to check, well, I've already looked at them, as I've had to look around and see if I could see any obvious signs of any gaskets leaking. And I guess I'm thinking I'll probably strip the bottom end of the motor out and see how the water flows through it. So thanks for watching my video. Look forward to the next one when you see me strip the engine apart for the bottom. Thank you.